Hi there, this is Linda from Let's Talk Prepping, and I want to talk today about some empty food shelves and grocery shelves and where you could find food if food is way too expensive at the grocery store or just not there. So let me give you some ideas. And instead of just sitting there watching me talk, I thought I would put some videos up from Galilee, Rhode Island, and maybe a couple from Narragansett, Rhode Island. So enjoy these videos while you listen to what I have to say. So how do you deal with the rising price of food and the lack of food? Is there any other place where we can find food? You know, you go to the grocery store and the prices are sky high or they're out of items. So what can we do? First, get to know your local farmers. If you don't know any local farmers, go to a farmer's market and note all the farmers that are there. Talk to them, get their names, and then check them out online. Check out where their farms are, where they're located. Things at the farmer's market might be a little bit cheaper than they are at the grocery store, but they will be abundant at the farmer's market, at least for this year. Maybe not for foreseeable years, but for this year they should be. So if you think they're too expensive, ask them about seconds. The things that don't look very good and they have a hard time selling or they just don't sell it. These are items that they can't sell, but they're still very nutritious and they're going to give you a discount. So ask them about the discounted food if they have any. Sometimes, too, at the end of the season, they might have too many tomatoes, and they're willing to sell you bushels of tomatoes very cheaply. Or they have bushels of various vegetables that you can use for canning. So be sure to check that out. And ask them while you're at the farmer's market, do they do that? Many farmers markets will have local meat producers there, and they're going to have sellers of eggs and cheese and jellies and honey and maybe bee products. So get to know them. And most of these, since they're at the farmer's market you're at, they shouldn't be too far away from you. And then there are many pick-your-own farms, especially places where you can pick apples and strawberries. So look them up online if nothing else, or even ask at the farmer's market. Maybe you might want to get together with others that you know and buy a half a cow, and then can it if you don't have enough room in your freezer. Or maybe your friends will have more room in their freezer and you can kind of share it that way. Many of these people at the farmer's market are selling seedlings right now. So go there and buy some seedlings and start to grow your own food. Check out some of the bigger farmers that use machinery to harvest, say, potatoes. The machines leave behind a great number of small potatoes, and many farmers will let you go in there and harvest them yourself. Find these farmers, and if they're too far away from you, get a group together to go harvest them together. And many other farmers will have other crops that they will let you go and take after they harvest what they need. You can find farms in your area by going to the State Agricultural Agency and looking online. Also, note the produce stands that pop up along the roads. Look at the roadside egg sellers. Map them out. Note them. Find a food co-op near you, although I have to admit the one near me is even more expensive than Whole Foods. I don't know why, but most aren't. You pay a membership fee and you get 10% off the shelf prices. You might also have to work for this, but you will get to know growers and small gardeners, and they'll say things like, well, you know, Louise has a small vegetable garden, and sometimes she sells her excess items. So check out the food co-ops. Join a CSA, Community-Sponsored Agriculture. What you do is you pay for like 10 to 20 weeks of food, and you pay them in advance, like February or March, and you take whatever they have growing at the time of your pickup. You have a weekly schedule of when and where you pick up your food, and they'll have it all bagged and ready for you. And as soon as I make my first pickup, I will show you what they are giving me, and that will be sometime in June. The next thing you really must do is grow as much as you can. Microgreens can be grown in the house. They only take about a week or two to grow, and they're very easy. Sprouts can be grown inside, and they only take 10 to 10 days or so. So learn to grow microgreens and sprouts. They're easy to grow indoors and very nutritious. Learn to grow hydroponically. You can grow everything indoors. You can do the cracky method where no electricity is needed. You will need sunshine or some kind of a light. You'll also need some kind of growing medium, so get it now and get your seeds now. You can grow hydroponically lettuce, strawberries, tomatoes, and I think people are having success with even more vegetables inside. And of course, grow outside as much as you can. Use a raised bed if you have to. I watched a video the other day of where he used garbage bags to grow potatoes. So that was really interesting. You can do a lot inside and on a small porch. So start growing everything you can, everywhere you can right now. These are just some of the ways to save on food. Check them out and let us know in the comments if you have any other ideas of how you can find food when the grocery stores are empty or when they're just way too expensive to buy food there. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video, and thanks again.